to start winning financially. What I mean by winning financially, I mean being able to, afford things, being able to afford, an emergency if something were to happen, it wouldn't send you down the dumps. This is how it's supposed to be done, right? First things first, saving. You want to save. You want to save X amount. That X amount could be 3 to 6 months of expenses, meaning if your expenses is $1,000 a month, 6 months of that is $6,000. There's your first goal. Simple as that. It should be 3 to 6 months. Me, I'm personally working on doing 12 months. Not because I would say my expenses was crazy, but I look at it like, okay, if I were, God forbid, I break a leg or something, and I can't work for a year, I know I'm chilling, that's my goal. Now I'm kind of between that, and there's where the issue is, to be honest. But I'm between a year of expensive or between a year of like my pay after taxes. Now my pay after taxes probably would be excessive. That'd probably be excessive for anybody, even if you're on a low income monthly income. It'd probably be too excessive to have that much money just sitting in a savings account. But it's not bad if it's a high yield savings account. But the point is, 3 to 6 months of expenses is the first way to get your financial freedom. 3 to 6 months. Next one to financially win is to start investing and start small. Yes, when I say start small, I know the bigger you put in, the more you can reward from that. But you gotta remember, everything starts small. I started small. When I first started investing, started with like $5. I was like 18, started with $5 a week. I remember I had it on auto invest, $5 a week on Robinhood, and I'd invest in VO, which is the S&P 500 by Vanguard. You need to start small, and you need to start somewhere, and you need to start now. Small wins can accumulate to big wins. That's what people forget. People are thinking you need to spend or and invest $1,000 a week to actually start winning. No, it starts small, then eventually you make more money. Then you realize that this tool will bring me and advance me very far, and it would progress me very far in life financially compared to the average Joe. Is what I'm trying to get at. A lot of people forget that nothing starts as this huge foundation. For you to build a house, it takes a plan and a blueprint, and then you start with the foundation and you build up from there. Start with $5 a week. Start with what you can afford. Let's start with that. That's what you want to do. So, to financially win, number two is to start investing and start now. And if it's small, it's fine. Even if it is small, that's completely fine. That you don't have to start big. Number three, how to financially win. Cut out a lot of excessive nonsense, like things that you're just constantly spending money on that are not necessities. You don't need them, bro. If they're eating your pockets, then you don't need to be doing it. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? Those expenses that you just waste, like, okay, let's say you're a smoker and your pack of cigarettes cost you, let's say, $40 a week because you're buying 2 packs a week. Let's say you're an average smoker. That's $40 a week could be wasted, could be invested, excuse me, could be invested into the S&P 500, and that 40 times 4 is already 160 a month. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that are just not necessary or needed, or instead of you going out every weekend spending $100 at the club, why not just invest that? That's a more better analogy, honestly. You know, instead of you wasting $100 every weekend at the club or for a section or whatever, why not invest that money instead and put yourself in a good financial position in the future? That's how you're gonna financially win. Stop with the excessive spending and put that money and where it needs to be. Put that money into the market. Put that money into your savings account. There you go. Next way for you to financially win is to have some financial literacy. Pick up a book, whether it's a book, or pick up some YouTube videos. Find people that you think will you're comfortable watching and you understand. They break down what you need. They need to break down for you to better understand what you're watching. That's what you need to do. Gain financial literacy. Another way for you to win financially is this too. Have more than one account. You want a retirement account, and you also want a retirement account, and you don't want just one bank account. Which, this is why I say that, all right? I generally believe you should always constantly shop. If one a bank account that you had for 5 years isn't offering the rate you think you deserve, why are you staying with them? Because of loyalty? You know, like let's say a bank that you applied for 7 years ago. When you first applied, it was giving you, I don't know, 3% APY, and now they're giving you 0.25%. Why are you still there? Why not move your money and put that money into somewhere else to make it work for you? You're basically making pennies on pennies, which is not even worth it, which is what I'm trying to get at. Constantly shop for better deals. That's probably makes more sense. Constantly shop for better deals is what you want to be doing. Always see if there's a better deal out there. Don't stay stuck with one deal because that's what you had and you're used to it. That's the norm. No, always shop for better deals. Don't be afraid to try new things, even if it's out of your comfort zone. Another thing to financially win, and one that I'm personally working on, is finding a way to make income without a 9 to 5. Learning skills to make that income without a 9 to 5, whether that's through YouTube, whether that's through, I don't know, freelancing a skill that you have, whether that's through selling digital products, whether that's through selling physical products. Find another way that you know you can make money is what I'm trying to get at. Don't let your only source of income be your 9 to 5. Learn how to branch out. Learn how to make something work with your own hands and not constantly punching a clock. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's something I'm trying to work on, and a goal that I'm trying to work towards. Knowing that okay, I have another source of income coming in without being, another job. Because most people, when they think of another source of income, they go pick up a second job. I'm victim of it too. They pick up a second job, but they don't realize there's so many other ways for you to be bringing in income that doesn't have to be a second job. Next one, to financially win, is setting a goal for yourself. Set a goal for yourself, and when you set that goal, consistently contribute into it. And then if you want, set a goal, and if you want, set a time link for that goal. Let's say your goal is I want to have $20,000 in a year and a half. Okay, now you got to do the math out. How much do you need to be putting into your bank account for you to hit 20,000? Are you making enough to hit 20,000? Are you in a position where you can generally save 20,000 in a year and a half? Have realistic goals and have a time frame so you can consistently work on it. Next one, and it's the last one we give you to financially win. You need to be disciplined. Don't hit your goal and then go blow that money in one day. Don't hit 10,000. Let's say your financial goal was 10,000, and then you finally hit 10,000. Yeah, and you're like, okay, now it's time to get my dream car, something like that. Like you're only $10,000, by the way. This is your only 10,000, and all of a sudden you want to go ahead and go get your dream car. Don't be an idiot. Be disciplined. Consistently work on those financial goals that you want. Consistently find financial information. Consistently broaden, your mind. Broaden, things on stuff that you don't understand. Your financial intelligence is very important. So learn more things. Learn through people. Learn through YouTube. Learn through books. People are helpful too. People who are older tends to be helpful, and people who have financial literacy are helpful too. They might teach you something that you might have not learned in a YouTube video or in a book. You never know, because the ones that have been, who's already weathered the storm in the market, who's been in the market for decades, they will know things that you probably wouldn't know or won't even understand. At that, you probably do know about it, but had no idea what the hell they were talking about in that video. So learn how to be around people that will help you better understand things and help you progress and who you are and in your life. So, and I'm gonna give you one more, another dime. I'm gonna give you a gem real quick. Ready? Another way to win financially this year is to stay out of the way and consistently save your money and invest your money. You need to be doing both at the same time. Me personally, some people focus on one then the other, and some focus on one, some focus on none. I believe you should be doing both. You should be saving and investing. You should be saving for your first your emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months of your expenses. To know what your expenses are what you spend your bills monthly. Think of it like that. Your necessities every month, whether that's your, I don't know, if you're very young, maybe that's just your phone bill. If that your phone bill is your only expenses a month, then you need to just have a goal, then like a regular goal. But if you actually have genuine bills like a car bill, then you have your rent bill, then you have your other stuff. Add those things in those months and times that by 6, because 3 months goes by pretty fast. I feel like in the economy we live in now, I think you need at least 6 months, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. I'm nobody, but I'm just suggesting. I feel like 6 months of expensive in a high yield savings account is important to have as an emergency savings. That's how you're gonna financially win, though. Investing, saving at the same time, and staying out the way, and not spending money on stupid things that will not return you anything on your investment. Like, why spend $200, $300 on a pair of shoes that you're probably gonna be looking beat by the fifth time you wear it? You know what I'm saying? You're not getting any return on that investment compared to if you put $500 in the S&P 500 and you gain that 10% on that in a year. You're actually getting something out of your investment. Well, I'm gonna buy this $500 pair of shoes for what reason? Just to go show Brittany off that I have, a pair of $500 shoes for a day, and then what? Absolutely nothing. Compared to if you invested that, you feel way better. In like a year, that $500 now sitting at $600. You know what I'm saying? So prioritize your things, stay disciplined, and this is how you're gonna financially win this year. Stay locked in no matter what. No matter what comes at you, just remember what you're doing it for, and that even though you might just be an average person now, that doesn't mean you can't be somebody by staying. Anybody could do this. What I'm trying to get at. You don't have to be somebody special to reach those goals. Just keep on being consistent, and I promise you, you will see results.